Trying to find a superior Universal Orlando hotel? I'm talking about the hotels with the best perks, the best food, the best affordability, and the best rooms. Well, these Universal Orlando hotels are not what you're looking for. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. So recently we put out a video that talked about the best Universal Orlando hotels for 2025. So think of today's video as a foil of that, sort of. Since Universal Orlando really doesn't have a sprawling amount of hotels like Disney World has, many of our best Universal hotels might also end up being our worst ones today. Just because not every hotel type is going to be the right fit for everyone. But don't worry, with every worst hotel we talk about today, we'll also cover the best Universal alternatives too. If you want a more official ranking list to see the Universal hotels and how they stack up against each other, as well as a SparkNote version of each of the hotel's biggest pros and cons, go ahead and scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or head over to disneyfoodblog.com/universalranks after this, so you can pick up our free and brand new Universal Orlando Hotels Ranked guide. But for now, let me tell you a quick Universal Hotel rundown before we get started. If you've already watched the best Universal Orlando hotels video, we did the same thing over there before we get started with that video too, but I just want to make sure everyone knows what the different Universal hotel categories are before we just start throwing out those names all willy-nilly. Much like Disney World has categories like value, moderate, deluxe, resorts to help you browse their hotels by price point, Universal has a similar setup. There's value, the most affordable category. There's prime value, still affordable but features a few more upgraded amenities. There's preferred, the middle or moderate hotel category that has even more amenities like 24-hour room service and valet parking, just to name a couple. And then there's premier, which is Universal's deluxe level category that's going to be your priciest option, but also offer the most amenities and theme park benefits. All right, ready to dive into the worst hotels? Here we go. The worst for trips that take place early in the year. It's hard to not want to wish our lives away right now because we finally hit the year when Epic Universe is going to open up and become Universal Orlando's third theme park gate. It's very exciting. And sure, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel and all, but man, I want to be there now, flying among the dragons and being blasted from barrel cannons. But fine, I'll just rewatch our Epic Universe video for now. At least I can live vicariously through that. Along with the opening of Epic Universe, we'll also be getting 3 new Universal hotels closer to that third gate. Stella Nova, inspired by the cosmos, and Terra Luna, inspired by terrestrial exploration, will be Universal's brand new prime value hotels, while Helios Grand, inspired by the Mediterranean, will be Universal's brand new premier hotel. So here's the thing. If you're planning on visiting Universal Orlando before all the Epic Universe chaos starts up, you more than likely won't be able to stay at one of these new locations. Your best bet is being able to stay at Stella Nova, which is getting ready to open on January 21st. Terra Luna opens a couple months after that on March 25th, and Helios Grand will open alongside the first day of Epic Universe on May 22nd. But that's because Helios Grand is going to have one of the biggest Epic Universe hotel perks of them all, a dedicated entrance that leads you straight into the park itself. So, what if your Universal Orlando visit falls during, say, April 2025? Will Stella Nova and Terra Luna be worth booking then, even if Epic Universe isn't open just yet? Well, I guess it depends on what you're after. If you want to be one of the first guests staying at one of these new locations where you'll be able to stay in a galaxy-inspired space, chill the day away with the new pools, or have brand new dining and lounge options within steps from your room at all times, then yeah, might still be worth it. But don't forget that unlike all the other Universal Orlando hotels, Stella Nova and Terra Luna aren't going to be within walking distance to City Walk, Volcano Bay, Islands of Adventure, and Universal Studios Florida. Granted, you still have free shuttle services that'll come to your resort and take you over to where you need to go inside the Universal bubble, but if you'd rather be steps away from the 2 currently open theme parks at all times, your best bet's going to be one of the preferred or premier hotels over there instead. Okay, how about the worst for pool hopping? Let's cut to the chase here because I really just want to talk about Universal's pools more than anything right now. Yes, it's true. If you're staying at a Universal hotel, you're not just restricted to your own hotel's pools. You're more than welcome to pool hop and test out as many Universal Resort pools as you want to during your stay. The catch? If you're staying at the value level, endless summer, surfside, and dockside, pool hopping privileges do not apply at either of these locations. So, what kind of pools can you expect to find across the Universal Orlando hotel? hotels. The pools at Lowe's Portofino Bay capture that classic Italy vibe, with the main beach pool featuring things like a Roman aqueduct-inspired water slide, a sandy beach, and a handful of colorful beach cabanas. On a similar note, Lowe's Royal Pacific also has a pool with white sand beach, but the vibes here are a lot more Polynesian-inspired. In fact, on select evenings, you can witness a torch lighting ceremony featuring the Ali Aloha welcoming chant, a fire dancer, and more. More sandy beaches and water slides can be found at the Caribbean-inspired Lowe's Sapphire Falls feature pool. Hard Rock Hotel's pool has an underwater sound system, so you can jam out to the best rock hits even while you're swimming your morning laps. But Cabana Bay might just have my favorite pool area of them all. Not only will you find retro beachy vibes here, but you'll also be able to float around a lazy river, smack dab in your hotel's backyard, and I love a lazy river. Aventura Hotel, on the other hand, probably has my least favorite pool area, and that's not saying this is a bad pool by any means, but the modern theming is kind of dull compared to the fun and beachy and tropical themes you'll find across the other resorts. The Endless Summer Surfside Pool is also a little bit on the underwhelming side, but hey, it's shaped like a surfboard, so that's pretty cool. So what hotels are worst for food lovers? I'm not here to bash Endless Summer or anything, but there is something to be said about the on-site food option. It's fine. Endless Summer Dockside and Surfside suffer from the same food court afflictions that Disney's value resorts have. So yes, you can get affordable food that's close to your room, and because of the wide variety, you're more than likely going to find something for the whole family. However, the food court dining is going to be those basic theme park staples: salads, sandwiches, quesadillas, pizzas, pastas, burgers, the likes. But you might be thrilled to know that Endless Summer hotels also have a Starbucks, so you don't have to go too long without your Starbucks fix. So what if you get sick of the food court and the Starbucks options? Can you just walk on over to Universal City Walk and dine at one of their variety restaurants? Sure, but Endless Summer is the furthest away from the City Walk area. So while it does have a walking trail, much like all the other Universal Orlando hotels do, at least now, there's a good chance it's going to take you about 25 to 30 minutes before you finally get to City Walk. Much like we tell you to do over at Disney, it is possible to just order food from a nearby fast food joint via DoorDash, or order groceries from a grocery app like Kroger Delivery, and have those delivered to your hotel lobby if you don't want to leave the Universal bubble. Just keep in mind, you're not really going to have a whole lot of space to store things that need to be kept refrigerated and or frozen, aside from a little mini fridge in your room. So don't go all out and stock up on cold cuts or ice cream or anything that screams, hey, I'm a perishable item. But what if you're on the hunt for really good restaurants hiding out in the Universal hotels? Do those actually exist? Yeah, they do. Just go searching the Lowe's hotels. Lowe's Sapphire Falls has a quick service with the basic sandwiches and ice cream treats and coffees, but it also has 3 table service restaurants. There's Strongwater Tavern with its island living, tapas-style dining and rum tastings. There's the Amatista Cookhouse with its indoor-outdoor seating and Caribbean-influenced menu. And then there's the Drum Club Canteen with more Caribbean classics, as well as plenty of tropical cocktails. Meanwhile, at Lowe's Royal Pacific, you've got more of the entertainment factor attached to your meals here, along with the tropical and American fare served at locations like the Tuk Tuk Market, Bula Bar and Grill, Orchid Court Lounge and Sushi Bar, and Jake's American Bar. You've also got the Island's Dining Room open for breakfast and dinner. Breakfast is going to serve familiar morning grub along with some specialty options like the Hawaiian pancakes topped with toasted coconut, golden pineapple, and macadamia nuts. And during dinner, you'll have more of a Pan-Asian style meal, which can be elevated into the walk experience if you visit on a Friday or Saturday. The walk experience is $39 per adult, $18 per kid, and sets you up with an all-you-can-eat, create-your-own Pan-Asian stir-fry bowl dinner. You know how Disney's Polynesian Village used to have a luau dinner experience before the Disney Vacation Club Island Tower took over that area of the resort? If you're still on the hunt for a luau, Royal Pacific can hook you up. During the all-you-care-to-enjoy buffet at the Wantilan Luau, you'll also be able to ooh and ah over hula and fire dancers throughout the evening. You might even be able to learn a few hula moves yourself. But I personally think my favorite restaurant, maybe even in all of Universal Orlando property, is hiding out at Lowe's Portofino Bay. And that's because this is the home of Biche, a dimly lit and highly romantic restaurant that features Italian-inspired dishes with handmade pastas and seasonal risottos. Now, y'all, if you're looking for good pasta, this is it. This is good pasta. Biche definitely isn't a restaurant you're going to want to book reservations for if you've already had a full day of eating lots of food inside the park, since dinner here is pretty heavy, but it's a great option if you're looking for a date night vibes without leaving the Universal sphere of influence. And to be fair, when Bria and I went, we had a full day of eating in the parks, but we still loved this restaurant. And the best thing about each of these Universal Hotel restaurants, you don't have to be staying as a guest in order to make reservations for them. So even if you got a chill break weekday and you just want to pop into one of these places for a luau or a sophisticated pasta dish, you're more than welcome to do it, room reservation or not. Okay, which hotels are worst for budget trips? What's usually the main thing you prioritize when looking for a hotel for your trip? Swanky room themes, transportation perks, continental breakfast. Many of you might immediately pipe up with a price tag that won't give me sticker shock, which can be kind of tricky to find in tourist-heavy cities without accidentally winding up somewhere sketchy where you can't determine what the stain on the curtains might actually be from. But ignorance is probably bliss in that case. The Universal Orlando Resort is no stranger to super expensive hotels. Those premier hotels we've been talking about today, the ones with the fancy restaurants and tons of other big kid amenities, are going to cost you a pretty penny. Let's look at a Hard Rock Hotel, for instance. If I want to book a room at Hard Rock Hotel between May 5th and 9th of this year for 2 adults, 2 kids, a standard 2-queen room is going to be your cheapest starting point at $627 per night. However, if you're wanting to book a suite at Hard Rock, like the future Rockstar Suite with a separate bedroom for kids, those prices can range from $970 to $1,200 per night. And that's not even getting into the super cool Graceland Suite that we talked about in our Best Universal Orlando Hotels video, which will more than double that suite price per night when you stay there. This is a very similar price point that you're going to find all across Universal's premier hotels. That being said, that price point becomes easier to swallow when you learn that each premier hotel comes with free unlimited express passes for each person under the hotel reservation. This is such a huge deal, y'all. A massive, massive deal. Unlimited express passes will allow you to bypass the main queue line for almost all of Universal's theme park rides as many times as you want to. This won't initially apply to Epic Universe when it first opens, but we're hoping that'll change once that third gate finds its footing. On average, Universal's unlimited express passes cost $100 to $380 per person per day. That's on top of what you're already paying for your tickets. So if you've got 2 adults, 2 kids, you're planning to pay out of pocket for those unlimited express passes for 2 park days, you're looking at spending an extra $800 to $3,000 on just unlimited express passes alone. Now, paying for a standard room at Hard Rock Hotel for around $627 per night will give you those passes for free. Not a bad trade-off, especially when you learn that staying at a deluxe Disney resort for around the same price does not come with the same ride line bypassing privileges, and you'll still need to pay $200 to $400 per person per day for that Premier Pass service. Or pay for the cheaper multi and single pass option, which will only let you pre-select 3 to 5 rides you can bypass the lines for. The rest you'll have to manage once you're inside the park. And once again, you'll be paying for those Lightning Lane services, whether you're a Disney Deluxe Resort guest or not. But I digress. Paying over $600 for a hotel each night is a lot of money, even with all the extra privileges attached. Not to mention, if you didn't really need those unlimited express passes because you're visiting during the park's non-peak times, like back to school season, then paying extra for a premier hotel room might seem like kind of a waste when there really wasn't a whole lot of lines and the parks needed to skip over anyhow. It's also important to note that the newest premier hotel to be, Helios Grand, will not have the same free unlimited express pass benefits for the time being. So if you are wanting to book a room here, namely for the express perks, you're gonna be sorely out of luck, at least for now. So now I finally get the chance to say some sweet words about our endless summer hotels. Along with being bright and beachy and inviting, they're also gonna be your cheapest Universal Resort option out there. Sure, you're gonna be further away from the parks than some of those other Universal resorts are, but you've still got Universal shuttle services that you can use to help you travel from place to place. And yeah, you're not gonna get those unlimited express passes like the premier hotels get you, but again, you may not have really needed those in the first place. For the same proverbial 4-person family who's needing a room for the same time frame we mentioned earlier, May 5th to the 9th, a standard room is going to cost you around $162 per night. Now that number sounds a lot nicer than $600 to $2,000. Now you might be thinking, that's not all that different from the value resort prices you'll find at Disney World's value hotels, which isn't wrong. However, it's Universal 2-bedroom value rooms that really save you money versus the 2-bedroom options you'll find at select Disney value hotels. While Disney's All-Star Music Resort and Disney's Art of Animation Resort have family suites that range in price between $600 to $800 per night, depending on the time of year, you can get a 2-bedroom suite at Endless Summer for $220 to $260 per night, which is a great affordable option, especially for bigger families, since these suites can sleep up to 6. And since we're already on this subject, which hotels are the worst for big families and travel groups? Don't let the word suite fool you, because a suite at a Universal Hotel Resort doesn't automatically mean it's going to sleep a lot more people than a standard room does. Let's go back to Hard Rock Hotel for this example, just so I can show you what's going on here. When you start browsing all the different Hard Rock Hotel room types, you'll come across two different suites. There's the Graceland Suites and the Future Rockstar Suites. Despite how cool and music-driven the Graceland Suites are, these rooms only sleep 2 guests. Meanwhile, the Future Rockstar Kids Suites claim that they can sleep up to 5 guests. However, the rooms come with 1 king bed and 2 twin beds. That 5th sleeper option is actually a rollaway bed, which you will have to pay extra for, costing you an extra $35 per night plus tax. This is something you'll need to be aware of for each of Universal Orlando's suites, because the max occupancy you're seeing doesn't necessarily mean you automatically get that max occupancy without paying a little extra. That is the nice thing about Endless Summer's 2-bedroom suites, though. 6-person occupancy has no strings attached in those. Most of the suites at Endless Summer come with 2 queen beds in one room and a single queen bed in another room. And considering the fact that they're also more affordable than the kids' suites across the other premier level resorts, it appears as if Endless Summer has definitely redeemed itself. Truly a happy ending. So this is only the beginning of our beautiful friendship with Universal Orlando and their hotel family, and we can't wait to dive in even further into these resorts and all their different offerings for you. So let us know in the comments, what Universal Orlando hotel do you want to know more about? And don't forget to pick up our free Universal Orlando Hotel Rankings Guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/universalranks right now. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.